Before proceeding with the topic, I would like to inform you something. You know what? The Apollo Tyres market valuation is 18,228 crore. You know what? The Reliance Industries current market price has been boomed up to 1,183 rupees. So you must be wondering that why I am saying my topic is regarding SAP ERP, then why I am going to such financial statistics. So let me make you imagine something. Imagine you as a person or a small businessman who would like to make business accounts, budgeting, who would like to maintain certain relationship with their buyers and with the sellers. And also they have the person with them who helps them to continue with their businesses, and also you have to pay to them, and also you have to instruct to them about how to do the business. So I think you will be able to manage it by doing something notebook lists, account books, and certain Excel sheets, and your work will get done. But now imagine something that you are a big businessman and you have huge number of business designs, products, technologies. You have immense number of thousands and hundreds of employees who are working around you, to whom you have to report. There are stakeholders, there are tax departments to whom you have to report. So obviously for this, you will be requiring a software, right? So yeah, this is what I'm talking about. SAP ERP is a software which helps you to integrate all your business processes, which also helps you to maintain your business relationship with your customer and HR resources as well. Okay, so this is what SAP is all about. But before moving forward, I would like to tell you about that why there is a need of an ERP system. So first of all, for this I need to start with one typical business process which we normally see in a one business ideal business. That one customer will always approach the sales department to buy certain product, and obviously the sales department will then approach the inventory department to know that whether the product is available or not. Then inventory department, and oops, if the inventory department does not have the production, then obviously the sales department will then resort to production planning department ke bhai product bana ke de. After production planning department will then buy the raw material from the vendor. And after buying from the vendor, he will give it to the shop floor execution department to make certain products. And after product gets finished, it will then go to the sales department, it will knock the door of the sales department, and the customer will get satisfied. And in this case, if there is any resources planning or if there is any issue related to the human resources, then the human resource HR department head that will make sure of all the HR related issue. So what we have observed here, we observe certain key observation is that a typical business enterprise has many departments, many business units. These departments continuously communicate and exchange their data with each other. The success of any organization, it lies in effective communication and data exchange within and outside the department, and even to the vendors, outsourcers as well. So moving on to this, based on certain typical business process, I would like to classify our typical enterprise software system into the two types. That is decentralized system and centralized system. So what is decentralized system? See, decentralized system is nothing but the data the data is locally maintained at all the individual department level, and the vulnerability of the decentralized system is that one department does not integrate with the other department. So this is the case where the problems takes place. So there are many problems, like if you do not have the what I can say, if you want the product on real-time basis, and if the inventory department do not have the information regarding the sales department, so the product will obviously go out of stock. There will be a loss of reputation, labor cost will increase, quality will get suffer. So what is the solution for it? Obviously yes, that is centralized system, and SAP ERP is the best example of the centralized system today. So what are the advantages of centralized system? There are many examples. Like if we have because of the centralized system, the relational database management system is there, which centralizes all our business processes. So it increases the revenue and customer gets satisfied. And because there is one integrated real-time data, so there is no data duplication. Obviously, because of this, the HR department does not require to rush out and to hire the laborers at the more than the market rate. And because of the real-time information, payment will done easily. And as a result, it will enhances your productivity, inventory management, and enhances the quality. Before going to the further, I would like to ask you something, that when I say, I mean Wikipedia, Facebook, eBay, Toyota, Maruti, what comes into your mind? Successful business organization, right? So yeah, this is a fact. No successful organization runs on decentralized system other than Taliban, ISIS, and Al Qaeda. So now moving forward, we say that the solution for all problem is SAP. But you know what? Grass was not green on the other side of the SAP, because it would took 5 IBM engineers to start with this real great journey in 1972. And today, SAP is the only system, my friend, who has 27 languages in all across 190 countries. In fact, not only this, you will be surprised to know that the customer base of SAP is 291,000 across 190 countries. This is a really very great figure. And again, after this, all for my car lovers, you will again be very shocked to know that all the automobiles today are producing 77,000 automobiles every day by the SAP customers. So this is really a very great figure which SAP has provided us. Now going into certain technicalities like SAP ERP modules. So basically SAP ERP module is divided into two parts, that is functional module and technical module. Technical module is like ABAP, BASIS, which is generally related to the coding system. We are not going into it. But functional module, if we talk about functional module, then functional modules are there. Yeah, there are certain 25, almost 25 sub modules in the functional module, like finance control, relational database management system, human resource, material management. Based on your organization, you can have one module, several modules, or even you can have the third-party integration system. Yes, you rightly heard. Let me give you one example. The best part of the SAP is that you can integrate two modules on different platforms together. Example, here the finance control, if let us examine that the module of finance control is running on the SAP and human resource is running on the Spine payroll system, so SAP makes it possible. You can integrate it together and make the one system a very different one. So this is a good example of SAP module. Now, before moving to further, I would like to tell you some interesting fact that why SAP is famous. Because of its flexibility and it can customize all. It is said that if you have time and money, then SAP ERP system will run your car on automobile mode. Now, this is a very important slide for me because all the reputed chartered accountants over here and all my dear article assistant friends, this is a special audit technique, and really I assure you that this technique will help you to carry out your audit function very effectively. So first of all, we'll move on to tolerance setup in companies for quantities and price variation. कुछ समझा नहीं रहेगा. I'll tell you. Tolerance setup in companies for quantity and price variation is nothing but it is very simple. All the organizations, they have their tolerance which is set up in the SAP with regard to the quantity and price variation. So, and as an auditor, what we should see is that we can see that whether the company has implemented that tolerance system, and this can be seen by table 169G in SAP. Second is invoice blocking and its release. So what is invoice blocking and its release? It is very simple. SAP has a system which says that you can block the invoices which are bypassing the tolerance system or tolerance level which has been implemented in the first point. Okay, so and again, but the one drawback is the authorized person can release such invoices. Why we are talking on this? The reason is that, my friends, because the invoice system can get blocked, but if it is not blocked, then it can manipulate the customers. It can manipulate by the users. So as an auditor, we should see that authorization, whether the authorization is proper, whether it is as per the company's policy or not. And thirdly is that the direct posting to GL account in Miro transaction. So I'll tell you something, some technical part is that there is a MIGO and Miro transaction in SAP. What is MIGO transaction? Let me tell you in layman terms. It is simple that at the plant level, if I have any product, if the goods are received at the plant level, then I will record the entry like cost of goods sold account debit to GRIR account. So this is the MIGO transaction. And if you talk about Miro transaction is done at the admin level. So you will be seeing that this is a maker checker system in SAP, which is magnificently done by the SAP system. So in the Miro transaction, when as soon as the invoice is received by the admin department, they create the transaction when they create the vendor, that is GRIR account debit to vendor account. So what is the point of concern here? The point of concern is here, my friend, that SAP can accept the Miro transaction directly by the plant department. So it is possible that plant department may start using the feeding the Myro transaction directly. So we need to see that all the purchases of the vendors has to be done from MyGo and then Myro, and not from the Myro. Then second last is duplicate invoice posting control error or warning system. So what is it? Simple. See, we should have the criteria to be set in invoice in SAP regarding the duplication of the invoices, and that can be done very easily by identifying the benchmark like customer number, client unique identification number, and so on. But what is the point of concern here? The point of concern here is that SAP accepts the duplication invoices also. So this is a very what you can say, it's very unacceptable for us. SAP accept the duplication of invoices by popping up only one warning message. And you all must be aware, as we are using the Excel system, right? So warning system only gives you the pop-up and it accepts the data, but it shouldn't be the case. So what actually, as an auditor, what we should do, we should sit with the client and we should see that whether the duplicate invoices are, whether they have converted that warning message into the error one and preventing such errors. Yes, and lastly, which is a very potent weapon for the auditors, is the transaction code SE16 authorization. So what is SE16 authorization? It is nothing but it really helps you to download various data for your analysis purposes. Let me tell you something by this example. SE16 helps you to analyze the data, and you can also understand that who are the users who are using the SAP, and how many functions they have performed so far. So based on this slide, I can conclude that the user is having the SAP all profile accesses, and based on this, all the transaction has been created in the master data, and this has been transformed and also posted by the same person only. So this creates a huge risk and big risk from the audit and the client's perspective. So that should not be happen. And obviously, opportunities in SAP for chartered accountants. Why and how this 3-letter based German company is creating opportunities for chartered accountants? See, it is simple. IT companies are looking for the persons or looking for the people who know the business processes. And what CA do? CA act as a bridge between the engineers and the user clients. So what we can, as a CA, what we can do is we can ensure the better implementation of the system from the point of view of the management. Secondly, also we should ensure that the output is outlined only towards the accounting and taxation point of view. As a chartered accountant, yes, there are lots of opportunities, my friends. One opportunity is that you can become a SAP auditor. Second is you can become a certified auditor. Thirdly, you can become a SAP trainer. And other than that, you can also be the part of finance team as well. So that's all for the day. Now this is not the end. It is not even the beginning of the end, but it is perhaps the end of the beginning. Thank you so much.